Hey guys, welcome to Tales from this side. I'm Grey Wolf, and we're going to do another tutorial build today. We are doing the mushroom houses or buildings from Mythical Sausage from his tutorial in the 1.16 series. So honestly, didn't seem too difficult. I really aesthetically liked them from what I saw, and that's why I chose this next spot, so that it can kind of fill up a village, as you can see when we're finished. So let's go ahead and get started. I think that this is going to be an awesome time, and I think we're going to get going. Alright, so we had to sleep for the night, obviously, so we just restarted the day. We're getting ready to go, and to be honest, this specific build was kind of easy to remember, and it was easy to mimic. You didn't really need a whole lot. We really got to clear out this tree farm because we're going to need the space for where we're working. So we're going to do one together, and I'm going to do the rest kind of off camera, and then we'll come back and we'll just go over everything that we had done. I think that'd be the best way to handle this. So here we go. We're going to start with his one-to-one build. We've got birch in here, and I believe that we're going to strip it. It needs to be no, hang on. So that strip birch pulls out a really beautiful, not necessarily mushroom stem, because that's what he was using, but it's close, because we still need to get ourselves stuff so that we can do silk touch, and I think that might be better for us as far as being able to try the mushroom block. However, other than this, we will try to do our best to make it a one-to-one build due to gathering the materials. Alright. Yep, that looks like the bottom part of a mushroom. Yep. It's actually pretty impressive how close birch can get, and how easy it is for your eyes to make up that amount of difference. So like I said, as I'm doing this, I am actually watching the video and kind of following along with it. So what you see as far as time-wise taking me, we will time-lapse through a portion of it because it's pretty self-explanatory for the most part. Not 100%, and I clearly made a mistake here. So matching his build, he comes up 2, which is good for lighting technically, but not so great for being able to look out the window or anything like that. And it's supposed to be 4 tall from what I'm seeing. We'll just use these to climb up and down. So let's go get some more birch. Perfect. You thought I was going to cut it down, didn't you? As I said, we've been doing some gathering off camera, and I say we because it hasn't been just me. I'm supported by my children, and the lady, she supports me very much in what we're doing, so she'll actually hop on occasionally and help me build, which she does end up helping me build one of the mushroom houses, and I think that's amazing. So following his build, this spot right here is actually supposed to be where that right there is where it's supposed to be a chimney. I'm actually moving it to the side so that we don't have the so it doesn't look directly into the back. I think it will look better on one side, at least in this version of the build. However, we are still matching what he has done. We're just changing the direction in which it's facing. So as you can see, we now have to prepare to put up some of the lower stuff. I did make bricks, and the bricks are not necessarily difficult to find clay or clay balls. But it is more tedious on waiting for the furnace to cook up your bricks, to be honest. And then one stack of bricks only makes, or one stack of, yeah, individual bricks that's smelted in the furnace only makes 15 blocks of bricks. So it's a pretty expensive use of the bricks. However, I really like brick aesthetic. It's wonderful for the chimney. I think it really, because we're so used to seeing it in real world or IRL, it really does appeal to my eye. So the appealing factor is pretty impressive, and mistakes are being made repeatedly. It's okay. Anyway, what we're trying to do here is, like I said, mimic what he had. He loves his dark oak, as I've said before. So now that we've traded with the Wandering Trader and we've got plenty of dark oak, it's a lot easier to kind of follow along with his builds. Now, changing up the palette color is something that we can do, but like I said, we're trying to mimic one to one. And again, at the end of the episode, we will rate in sausages. Okay. So following along with him, this build is honestly, like, it's so simple, and it's aesthetically pleasing like crazy. I personally don't necessarily actually prefer the crimson, like, stem and the crimson, what are they, I think they're called, not crimson, like mushroom flowers or whatever those are called. The red is nice. I just don't feel that it's suiting for this. Now, I might be a little biased due to the fact that I died several times trying to find the crimson forest, or the crimson forest biome, because our spawn is a soul sand valley, and I've decided I do not like floating marshmallows, angry floating marshmallows that throw flaming marshmallows at you. I don't really appreciate them. But that's part of the life, and us playing on hard, they can get rather overwhelming very quickly. So I think that that's important to know, is like, what is it that you're satisfied with doing? I spent a lot of time dying to get some of these materials, and as I said, I'm no professional. I'm not upset with it. I'm going to rate it based off of how easy is it for a beginner to do this. And I may not be a professional, but I'm not that bad at this game. It's actually a pretty simplistic game. I am very efficient at hunting things in almost every game. And with that being said, a new player would be more like the lady. She is new at this game, and she has a hard time with combat, specifically in the game, and it's the way it's set up, it's series. With that pain in the combat, she would have to earn a lot more than I did this build. However, that's only if you're following 1-to-1. Okay, these builds I really appreciate for the ability to make major changes, and they still look aesthetically, like, gorgeous. They look amazing. So these builds are very impressive to me. We had the overhang, and I thought it would be great to see kind of like a little mushroom village underneath the overhang. So it's going to kind of feed out into the field there, but I really think that this is such a simple design that I wonder how he comes up with certain inspirations, because going with a simple style design, the building, even if you built it as a starter house, would still look amazing as a starter home. And it wouldn't give you enough to, to be able to, oops. It wouldn't give you enough room to be able to put any, too much in here. So you would have to either A, end up building a second one, or B, building multiple. You would end up either building a second one, or you'd have to build multiple buildings to complete the task. Or to be able to use this design further along. And it is scalable as far as multiplication. It is super easy to multiply these, and you can design them in such a way that even though you're multiplying them, you're able to assign by colors and palette what that building is available. I think from here we're just gonna go right into a time lapse, and we'll see you when you get back. Alright, here we go. Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the time lapse. As you can see, after the time lapse, I went along and just built all of the rest of the buildings that are available or that I wanted to see in the little mushroom village area. So let me get down here and let's get our hands out here. Okay, so no more putting our hands in our pockets for the rest of this episode, I think. So if you look, we can mix it up. I think that this build, following him 1-to-1, if you're further along in the game, it's going to work out great. It'll be awesome. However, if you're at beginning game or early game, you can see that we can use everything. Now, I might have forgot a door on that last one, so I'm going to grab... Let's do oak. Yeah, oak. So we're going to come over here. We're going to put this on this building here, because I might have forgot it. And... now if you look at the roofs, those are wool, the purple and the magenta, and then we have orange and yellow, we have blue mixed with some jungle wood. We also have on this one here, we have the crimson planks alone, which that one there I did not personally build. This has oak on top with dark oak stripped, and those are the wood blocks. We've assigned one to give it a little garden out back. And as you can see here, this one here is for more like the blacksmiths and stuff. I assume that the black or the darker was going to work well. It has a backyard, so we're going to go over here. And there is a basalt generator right here, which I think is amazing. So we're going to use our basalt generator. And we can grab a couple here, and we'll work with it. But... wait, okay. No, we want 10 total. Not that I'm going to use them, it's just something that I don't like seeing down there. And shut myself in the backyard. So here is where we can put, like, the blacksmith working station. We have like, inside of the original one has the most interior, but we have a berry, like a little berry field over here. It goes with the worker there. This one here, I haven't really decided what all of them are going to be. The purple and magenta one is one of my favorite tops because they complement each other so well, but I really like the orange and the yellow as well. So out of all of these, let's go to bed, and I'll talk to you when we get back. Alright, see, quick, easy, and back. Okay, so I think that all of these are great. As you see here, we did a custom tree, we got a custom pond, and the tower. Oh yes, I promised to show you the other tower. So we actually changed this tower up considerably. We're using it as a bridge, and I've obviously changed up the palette in which we are in which we used. Okay, so we have the deep slate with the acacia, the stripped acacia, and the orange. I think it's absolutely beautiful. But this is just to show the differences that we can use in the current palettes. I've got a birch fencing, and up here from this bridge you can see a very beautiful like view of the little bit of a mushroom town there. And I think that works out really well. This is exactly what I was hoping for when I built this as a bridge. I think it's absolutely beautiful. The bridge itself is simplistic, very straightforward. See what I did there? It's a flat, straight bridge. So to be honest, this is a pretty easy to repeat build. I didn't want to do too many of the towers. And what is this dog doing? Why do you have your face? Okay, let's just move you along. There you go. See, now you're not breathing in dirt. It's good. So as you can see, we need to still get rid of our beginner building there. We will tear that down eventually. For now, we're just using it as like a base camp. But these buildings are very easily replicatable. Very easy. The design is so simple, and I think that's exactly what a beginner does need to see. And if they're using a tutorial, it gives the aesthetics. Now over this way, I wanted to show you the bridge. Now this did not come from a tutorial, but it is a bridge. It's very expensive because we use the lecterns. The rest is pretty easy otherwise, and I used one of the villagers to buy bookshelves from. So as you can see here, the aesthetics of this crossing over it, I'm just super proud of it, to be honest. I really enjoy this build. Didn't use any tutorials, just used what I thought would look good. Of course, I obviously watch tutorials, so I am influenced by them. Over here, we got a beach thing. And while we're on the beach, I mean, we're kind of hungry. So we're going to be building our villager trading barn over here. And yeah, we should have some food while we're on the beach, right? Yeah, a picnic on the beach, and we'll do it with watermelons. So while we're eating, I think that this area, as you can see, we've started clearing it out, and there's still some of it still floating because it hasn't been put in into it's not render distance because it's rendering, but it's just not able to function while I'm as far away as I have been building on this other stuff over here. So that will be coming up. From here, why don't we get into raiding? I really appreciate the trees. I got that one from Flip's channel, actually. The smaller trees like that are really amazing. And so why don't we go into giving our ideas or ratings for these buildings. So in sausages, the first one is ease of collection. So the original build was actually technically like a 5 because you do have to fight through the nether in the newer biomes, and if you're playing on a difficulty that's kind of crazy or you get a bad random nether spawn, it's very difficult to get to. However, overall, if you change out the materials and use the materials just using his layout as a base, it's a 10 sausages. No questions asked. 10 sausages. It's very easy to gather the materials that you may need. You don't need to use a large pallet as you see in this one. Okay, we went with pretty simple pallet on this back one over here with the farm. It's literally like you have spruce, oak, and then on the top we have orange wool and yellow wool. It is a pretty easy one. I put in a acacia door because I figure the farmer would have more like a gate than anything, because it's like a farmhouse. It's not where they live. You can get complicated with it as well by changing up the multiple pallets and having something very difficult. So honestly, as far as being able to be repetitive and for the ease of it, of collecting the materials, we'll give it 10 sausage. Alright, for a beginner, easy to build, 10 sausages. And aesthetically, able to be manipulated enough to work around everything, 10 more sausages. Well, I think that's all the time we got for today, guys. Thank you for coming in. Remember, love me, hate me. Let me know in the comments. Please remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next week. Be safe.